In this video, let's see how we can experience the consciousness within the Taj Mahal. Towards the end of the video, I will share with you how you can actually expand your consciousness to experience the beauty around you, or simply expand your consciousness to be more present. This video isn't your typical travel video log or sightseeing adventure videos. It's a journey into my personal encounters and experiences during my trip visit to the Taj Mahal. As I ventured towards Dharamshala, exploring various places along the way, I found myself delving into the profound concept of consciousness. It dawned on me that there's so much more to ponder than what meets the eye. Welcome to Change Catalyst, Mindshift Mastery, where we dive into the world of transforming minds. I'm Dr. Anand, with a keen interest in how our subconscious thoughts shape us. Here, we explore how everyday life and our feelings connect. We'll talk about how to handle emotional challenges and improve mental health. We'll look at why life feels so fast these days and how the world around us affects our minds. Together, we'll learn ways to understand ourselves better and make positive changes. Come and join us on this journey of discovery and growth at Change Catalyst Mindshift Mastery. Planning this trip took me 2 weeks and it was pretty stressful. I had to figure out how to meet His Holiness Dalai Lama, which meant waiting for an official reply from the temple where he is right now, the official website. And the days of waiting felt like forever, especially because flight prices were going up day by day. It was last minute planning or preparation from my end. And finally, after 5 days of waiting, I got the official reply from His Holiness Dalai Lama's office, and I booked a flight from KLIA 2 to Delhi. The flight took about 5 hours and I landed in Delhi at 11 p.m. The next part of my journey was a tough choice. I could either take an early morning flight on the same day to Dharamshala or stay an extra day in Delhi and take the next flight. If I immediately took a flight, I could have extra 1 day rest in Dharamshala, but I didn't know about sleep pods or hotels in airports, so I missed the chance to have extra 1 day of rest in Dharamshala. Instead, I stayed in a hotel outside the airport, and the next day I headed to Agra, a 5 hours drive to see the Taj Mahal. Looking back, I realized I could have planned this better, but I learned some important lessons for future trips. I ended up leaving for the Taj Mahal later than I planned. Originally, I intended to leave at 6 a.m. by a taxi, but I overslept and it didn't hit the road until about 8 a.m. Delhi's weather was scorching hot and dry, making the journey even more difficult. So let me share with you one interesting fact about the Taj Mahal. It is just not an historical site. The Taj Mahal is a prayer site. It closed on Fridays because they have their own prayers there in the mosque, and since it's a place of worship, it just can't be an ordinary tourist spot, right? There are countless angles to approach the story of Taj Mahal. Its architectural marvel, historical significance, artistic details, and even more. However, my interest lies in sharing my personal journey through its marble hallway, viewing it through the lens of consciousness. The Taj Mahal in person is unforgettable. Its marble seems to glow in the light. No photos or videos can capture its true beauty. Every year, about 7 to 8 million people come to see this incredible wonder of India. Once inside the gates of the Taj Mahal, it immediately felt like I was in a world away from the busy and noisy street of Agra. This is just outside there. I slowly walked towards the red sandstone colored great gates. And even though the weather was still a bit hazy, the view of the Taj Mahal as I walked through the archway was perfect. The journey along the path leading to the main building of the Taj Mahal stretched about 2 kilometers from the main road itself. The site of the main gate was truly breathtaking, covered with intricate carvings inspired by Persian, Islamic and Indian architectural styles. The white marble gives a sense of spirituality that envelops the entire surroundings. The Taj Mahal complex spans about 17 hectares and encompasses various structures, including a mosque, guest house, garden, mausoleum, and the main gateway itself. Surrounding the main building on 3 sides are huge gardens, beautiful gardens. The Taj Mahal stands out feature is its tall white dome reaching about 35 meters high into the sky. On each side of the dome are 4 tall towers called minarets standing at 137 meters tall. Each tower adds to the beauty of the main building itself. Inside there are fancy stone boxes that looks like coffin for Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan. But their real graves are actually in a room way below where people can't actually go in there. Another interesting fact about the Taj Mahal. Did you know that on November 8, year 2000, a well-known Indian illusionist, P.C. Sokar, conjured up an optical illusion that caused the entire memorial to disappear in front of people who were standing there at the time. Interesting, right? Magicians. So now let's go back to my journey. When you arrive at the Taj Mahal entrance, you might be offered a guided tour by official guides there with identity badge on them. While it's an option, you might find that you don't really need it. But if you prefer to explore on your own, politely decline any offers from these guides if you're not interested. Personally, I wanted to take my time and explore at my own pace, relying on my initial research and information from the internet about the Taj Mahal. As I wandered through the gardens of the Taj Mahal and I eventually made my way inside, my mind was filled with contemplation. Finding a peaceful spot to sit down, I seized the chance for some personal reflection. With the serene beauty of the Yamuna River before me, I pondered the significance of the consciousness that envelops the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is still breathtaking today. It was built out of love and grief. Mumtaz Mahal, Shah Jahan's wife, died while giving birth to their 14th child. In her memory, Shah Jahan built this magnificent mausoleum. It's located by the Yamuna River and is designed to look like it's floating, like a doorway to heaven. But not all love stories have happy endings. After Taj Mahal was finished, Shah Jahan's son took over and put his father in prison. Shah Jahan could only see the Taj Mahal from his cell for 8 years before he died and was buried beside his wife. But this part of the story, some historians are still unsure of. So let's assume this true for a moment. When people are busy with their daily lives and just trying to get by, they often dream of something better. But holding on to higher ideals when faced with tough times can be really hard. So imagine how tough it must have been for Shah Jahan to see his Taj Mahal while stuck in prison. Asking for help with impossible situations might be something people have been doing forever. In many spiritual beliefs, we believe that some higher power has incredible strength. When we pray for help, we usually give credit to our deities or spiritual guides instead of thinking we did something by ourselves. This is a common practice in most religious and spiritual beliefs. While I was enjoying the beautiful writing, the Islamic calligraphy on the walls, I walked to the back of the Taj Mahal and saw the peaceful Yamuna river flowing behind it. I looked down and saw the river where poor kids were bathing. From the top of the famous building, I really felt sad seeing how tough their lives were. It puzzled me why everything looked so old and broken down there. I could not understand the huge difference here. One hand, this magical white monument made of marble, and here at the river bank, these extremely poor people. The short moment watching the Yamuna bank just behind the Taj Mahal left a profound mark on my mind. Achieving spiritual peace requires us to grow in our own awareness. But how can we expand our consciousness if we don't break free from the usual materialistic thinking that we are used to? We need to let go of our everyday mindset to see things from a fresh perspective, a new state of mind. That's what it means to broaden our consciousness and become aware of higher levels of existence. As I gazed at the sky, I noticed several eagles gracefully soaring, seemingly free and unburdened. It got me thinking, what would it be like to glide effortlessly through the sky and detached from our everyday worries? Flying high is often associated with freedom, but it also implies a sense of detachment from worldly concerns. While eagle hunts for food below, a philosophical way of looking at this, they might be detached from the ground altogether. So this led me to ponder, what would it mean for me as a mere human to experience detachment and be fully present within myself? To explore this feeling, it made me think, what if I could glide in the sky? Paragliding came to my mind. But that's a story for another time. Think about this. Maybe humans have the power to create and find hope, even in tough times. When we pray or really wish for something, it's like we create a kind of positive energy. People, thinkers, and religious leaders have always tried to make sense of this mystical experience. The universe is kind of like a rubber. It can stretch to fit anyone's beliefs, so everyone can find their own connection to something divine. When we feel like we are rising above our usual lives, it makes us feel strong. That's why places like temples, shrines, and really any other religious places have such a big impact on us. When we have moments where we feel like we are going beyond the ordinary, it touches our souls. It's like we are getting a taste of our own special powers or connecting to deeply something within ourselves, within our heart. That's why places like the Taj Mahal can be so inspiring. They remind us of something bigger than ourselves and helps us feel connected to something divine. The real challenge for someone seeking truth is understanding that we are the ones creating everything in our lives. Saints, prophets, and gods show us that anyone can overcome even the toughest situations and give us hope and inspiration. Even if we are wishing for something small, just having that intention can make a big difference. Sometimes we can experience something really special like grace because of our beliefs and the power of grace itself. Everyone has felt grace at some point of their life. When we have a pure heart and a sincere wish, we can make dreams come true. And that's why deities, saints, and sacred places like temples and shrines are so important. They remind us of the mystery, the strength, and boundless love that we might think is out of reach, but it's actually right there within us. The monument was built following meticulous symmetry as per doctrines of the period's architectural style. Further, the gardens divided into quadrants and the red sandstone structure gives this monument a balanced harmony. However, there is an exception to this otherwise aesthetic design of the structure, and the issue lies in the grave site. Shah Jahan's tomb is strangely positioned to the west of the central axis, which disturbs the equilibrium of the structure. This placement has led to create beliefs that his plan was never to get buried there. As I said earlier, the beautiful calligraphy on the pillars and some walls are messages. The message delivered by these inscriptions on the Taj Mahal is quite clear. This is an invitation to live on earth as good Muslim with 3 separate passages. A call to see what paradise is, which is written on the entrance gate, a severe warning passage on the mausoleum facade itself, and a more personal call to mercy passages on the memorial site. Based on the inscriptions on the graves of Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan, one can infer a deep consciousness of mortality and spirituality. The calligraphic inscriptions demonstrates a profound connection to Islamic faith and beliefs regarding the afterlife. The inscriptions serve not only as markers of the physical resting place of Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan, but also as an expression of spiritual devotion and hope for divine mercy and eternal peace. The writings show an understanding that life does not last forever and death is inevitable. Shah Jahan's tomb mentions specific dates and Islamic calendars highlighting the passage of time and the acknowledgement of mortality. This awareness of death is reinforced by the words on the grave itself. Furthermore, the focus on Mumtaz Mahal's memorial at the center of Shah Jahan's tomb suggests a deep connection between them in life and death. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Expanding consciousness is crucial for fully appreciating places like this. Let me outline to you how I cultivated this awareness. To me, an open mind is the cornerstone of expanding consciousness. The journey begins with awareness, a practice of being present and observant of my surroundings. While travel can ignite this awareness, it's not a necessity. I find it equally enriching to explore my own environment, even my own backyard, from a fresh perspective, noticing the common things of everyday life. Reflection is another key step. By taking time to connect the dots and pondering amazing experiences that we have in our daily life, I deepen my understanding of myself and the world around me. In challenging my ingrained belief and biasness, I seek to become more mindful and conscious. This entails acknowledging my limitations and actively striving to broaden my perspective. By embracing a neutral position, I aim to foster a sense of curiosity and wonder in all my experiences. Give it a try and let me know your personal way of expanding your consciousness in the comments below. The writings of Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan's graves at the Taj Mahal reminds me that life is short and I will face death one day. It prompted me to ponder what happens after I die. Recognizing that life is finite inspires me to consider how I spend my time and strive to make it meaningful. It's like a nudge to live fully and leave a positive impact on the world around me. Ultimately, finding meaning in life is a personal journey that involves self-reflection, purposeful action, and a readiness to engage with life in a meaningful way. It's about living according to our values, finding fulfillment, and making a positive difference in the life of others. The Taj Mahal serves as a powerful reminder that life, with all its beauty, doesn't last forever. It encourages me to stop and think about how temporarily my time is here, urging me to value each moment and appreciate the beauty that surrounds me. As I admire its grand architecture and detailed design, I was reminded that my time on earth is a fleeting moment.